reframe it. Because if I think I'm a nobody, where did that frame come from? That's a mind frame. If I think I'm worthless, where did that frame come from? If I believe I'm a loser, where did that frame come from? That frame came from my earthly experiences, the rejections I experienced, the losses and the failures in my life. That's how my life is framed. And when my life is framed that way, so is my identity. So I see myself the way I think of myself. And when I think of myself the way I see myself and see myself the way I think of myself, I keep reinforcing that frame. And therefore, nobody can talk me out of it, because you can tell me my frame is beautiful, but if I think it's ugly, I'm going to say that's an ugly frame. You can tell me God loves me, but if I hate me, I can't receive God's love, because I have a frame of devaluing myself. And so I want to help you reframe your identity. Are y'all listening? So we're going to go somewhere with this. So in order to have a shift in perspective, a transformative mindset, and be able to reframe my identity, I have to have transformative thinking. I have to have transformative thinking. In other words, my thinking has to be being remolded, rechanged, reformed, recalculated, revalued. I have to have a transformative thinking, embracing my identity as a child of God. As a child of God. Here's the one thing. I don't disagree with the essence of what people say when they say, I'm a sinner saved by grace. I don't disagree with that. That is a truth. But when that becomes your narrative, sinner comes before grace. Are you listening? Then when I think of myself as a sinner saved by grace, then I'm going to hold on to the sinning part so I can apply the grace. And Paul says in Romans 6, the same one who preached grace, he said, no, shall I continue in sin that grace may abound? And no, what did he say right after that? God forbid. He didn't say I forbid, he said God forbid. God said, no, I didn't give you grace so you can keep on sinning. But if your frame is you are a sinner saved by grace, you have no motivation, no initiative, or no other desire to change, because you're saying, I'm just being myself. If you identify as a sinner saved by grace, you're going to keep on sinning, reinforcing that frame. The essence of the truth is we are sinners saved by grace, but we need to think about the grace factor and not the sin. What that means for me, if I sin, grace cover, but I'm not going to sin so grace can cover. So we have to change our frame. I told you I was going to tell you something today, so you got to pay on. So I have to understand that as a child of God, he has different expectations of me. For instance, my mom had to come to a school one day when I was in the 3rd grade. Teachers, back then, the teachers were able to put some wood to you. And, you know, I was feeling myself. I said, you ain't gonna hit me. You ain't gonna hit me. And, the teacher couldn't catch me, so I danced around the desk, she's swinging at the air. You ain't hitting me. So the principal called my mom. And me and 2 other guys was acting up. And the 2 other guys didn't have a daddy in the home. Y'all know what that means. I did. But I was acting like I didn't.